That's inside the grandstand at Royal Ascot. That is the main scene in there. Some structure, that is. It's.
Do you want to hear a fun fact?
Oh, yes.
When movies want to shoot a terminal scene, so like a airport terminal, this is often used.
Really?
When it's empty, you can design it and you can interpret it in such a way that it's an airport terminal.
Fancy airport terminal.
It's so vast.
Over going to an airport and having to shut things down where it's always going to be busy. It makes sense.
ASCOT Racecourse have nearly paid it all off.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, it's nearly there.
It's Fliss Barnard, the new CEO here, was talking about that earlier on in the week. They've been very financially efficient here, I think. Subsequent to spending a huge amount of money on this stab, but it's nearly paid off. And there's a lot of talk at the moment about racing's finances. This is a place which is always doing very well. Okay, we are building up to our next contest for juveniles. Let's join Meg Nichols.
Well, I've managed to grab Kevin Ryan here ahead of the Coventry. He's got a nice runner here, Rock on Thunder. He caught my eye in the paddock, Kevin. He looks a really tough and strong 2-year-old.
Yeah, he's a good model, isn't he? As you well know, you look at enough of him. Great mind. Done what we hoped he'd do first time out. And the form's been franked. The fifth and third horse have come out in one sense. So that's what you like to see.
I thought he had a real each-way chance. He looked overpriced to me. As you say, Leicester worked out well. Has he taken a step forward in his homework as well?
I would do. He's a very relaxed horse, and he was always going to be a horse that we didn't push too hard. We knew he had the ability, and let him do it on the race course and hopefully come forward for it, and I think he has.
And real quick line, if we can, on Inner Sharon. How is he ahead of his big target this weekend?
Great form. We're behind the black ball going to York with hold up, and I was very nervous running him at York, and I think his class got him out of it, and the class of him and the class of Ryan Moore on the day, and he's coming into this with a proper preparation.
Well, looking forward to seeing him back on track. Good luck here as well, Kevin.
Lovely, thanks.
Thank you.
Kevin, who has Rock on Thunder here for Sheikh Mohammed Obeid Al Maktoum, 1 from 1 so far. Pretty tight at the top of the market between Gustard and Postmodern. We're building up to the Coventry, and we will rejoin our colleagues at ITV Racing.
Mountain Machine Murphy, Paul Coltrane, the winner of this race 3 times back in the 1990s. Number 2 is Andab and Dylan Brown McMonagle for Joseph O'Brien. 3, Ballistic Missile, Shane Foley. Number 4 is Bone Marat and Christophe Soumion. Number 5 is Bourbon Blues, mount of Billy Lockney, who rode the 80-1 winner of this race 12 months ago. Number 6 is Copal, mount of David Probert. Number 7 is Do or Do Not, Tom Marcon. Number 8 is Gavu and Luke McAteer. Number 9 is Gestard and Ryan Moore riding for Aidan O'Brien. Aidan, who has sent out the winner of this race on 10 occasions. Number 10 is Kolkata Knight, the mount of Pierre-Louis Jamin. Number 11 is Military Code. He's raced twice, he's won twice, he's the only previous winner at Ascot in this field, and he's the mount of William Buick. Number 12 is Post Modern and James Doyle on the favourite at 100 to 30. 13 is Power Blue, David Egan. 14 Rakev, Sean Levy. 15 Rock on Thunder and Jim Crowley. Number 16 is The Grey Chartier and Holly Doyle. 17 Super Soldier Clifford Lee. Number 18 is Tardedge and Luke Morris. Take out number 19, A Tricky Tell. Number 20 is Underwriter, the mount of James MacDonald. And rounding them out is number 21, Warsaw, the second of the Aidan O'Brien runners. And Warsaw is ridden by Wayne Lawton.
Yes, here in this very active Royal Ascot betting ring, lots of energy, lots of excitement for the week ahead. Gestad and Postmodern, 4-1 each of 2, of course. The Gestad, very, very impressive first time up for Aidan O'Brien, who's won this race 10 times. Military Code is 11-2 to Wooden Bassett. And Dab for Joseph O'Brien, very well fancied from double figures, now into 7-1. Warsaw 9-1, 12-1 American Golf, and it's 14-1 Power Blue and Rock on Thunder.
Now we've got a lot of 2-year-olds here for the Coventry Stakes, so we'll try and show you as many as possible. This is number 10, Kolkata Knight for the Tom Daskin team. He's quite kind of babyish looking, so you can see up his hind end is a little bit higher than his withers there. He looks like he's got a bit of maturing still to do. He's obviously got himself a bit warm and dried off there. He's been one of the bigger price chances here. Now number 15 is Rock on Thunder for the Kevin Ryan team. I like the way he moves. Look, he's quite loose and athletic. Look, he kind of prowls around the parade ring here. That's a big positive for me. He's 1 from 1. As you'll get with a lot of these horses, they've run in various different race courses. They may well have a win under the belt, but this is where they come and really work out the pecking order. Number 7 is Do or Do Not, who seems to be a big price here. I wonder if he's shortened up since I looked. He came second at York last time out. Next second was actually quite a good run that day over the 6 furlongs. He hit the front and he got run down. He's a nice type. He's looks well balanced, nice strong hind quarter on him. Nice and shiny, not particularly big, but look, these are 2-year-olds that we're looking at here, behaving himself very well. Different type. This is number 4. Bone Marrow. He is a gelding. He's from the Ollie Sangster team. A little bit taller, a little bit leggier, a little bit more mature than some of the others. He won at Wolverhampton on his debut, so perhaps a bigger price. Number 8 looks well. That's Gavoo, one of the Irish Raiders. He's nice. He's kind of quite athletic looking, really pointing his toe nicely in the parade ring. Who else can we see? This is 13. Power Blue, who would be quite fancied here. He was second to Albert Einstein, who was going to come here but has met with a setback. That was in a Group 3, so that's pretty good form here. And if you like him, you probably got to like number 2, Andab. Now he's a good-looking horse. This one, he'd be tall-ish compared to some of the others, and he looks nice and fit, and he looks quite professional, doesn't he? He's been here before. He's had 3 starts already, so he definitely knows what he's doing. Do we want to see some more? That's number 14. That's Rakib, who'd be one of the bigger price horses here. He's relatively exposed, so he's had 3 starts. He's finished 3rd in his last 2. So essentially, do we think that he's found his level of form? A little bit smaller than some of the others, but hopefully he can run well for the Hannon team.
Well, Paul Cole won the Coventry Stakes 3 times in his career, the likes of Dillham and Sri Pekin. Of course, Paul, you did also get your very best horse beaten in the Coventry in the Mighty Generous back in the day.
Well, that is a fact, but I slightly misread his speed. Having won the Garter Stakes over 5 furlongs, I thought, well, if a horse does it, he can do it. And I ran him in the Coventry and shouldn't have done it.
Quite a good story with this horse. You wanted to call this horse Gulf of America, or at least the owners did. The BHA said, no, you can't call that horse that. It's too controversial, so you've ended up with American Gulf. But he looked really good on debut.
Well, he's certainly a nice horse. Straightforward, easy to ride. I can't see a problem. He's going to run very well, but obviously the best horse is going to win it.
Do you think he's as good as those previous winners you've had, Paul?
Possibly not. Possibly not. I hope very strongly I'm wrong.
Go well. Nice to speak to you.
Thanks.
Yeah, great memories there. And you look back at Dillham, Sri Pekan and Red Sea, who all won this in the 90s. Now, it's a big week for Wathnan Racing. They've got a strong hand to play here, notably the red cap. That's postmodern, Jason. You were at Yarmouth this day, weren't you? What did you make of this performance?
Well, he was super dominant in a much lesser field, if you like. The one thing about this, Ed, he jumped out. Jamie Spencer went to take him back. He didn't listen. The horse took him to the front, and so he thought, right, go where you want. And I said to Jamie after, that was pretty spectacular. And he just said, well, I don't like to push them too much. And he ended up winning on the bridle. So he was suitably impressed.
Who's impressed you, Johnny? Where are you leaning in the Coventry?
Well, the Irish horses have very strong form. Number 2, Adab, and the Ammo horse, Power Blue. They were just behind that good horse of
Albert
Einstein of the Curragh. That was a very good race. Slowly run. They quickened up really well. They have very, very good form. But the favourite, Gastad, I was very impressed. He won. He shouldn't have won at Navan the way he won. He was dropped in. He was ridden quiet. He looked like he was having a run. And then at the furlong pole, Chris Hayes rode him. He just pulled him out. He could be a bit special, this lad, Ed, because he's a massive horse. And whatever he does today, he's only going to improve. So I'm going to go. Aidan knows what it takes to win this race. And I'm going to go with him because he has to improve from his first run at Navan.
Stad popular at 7-2, Postmodern at 4-1, Andab at 11-2 chance, 6-1 bar. Amazing when you think Albert Einstein not here, Lake Victoria not here, Kyprios not here, and yet Ballydoyle still with so many good horses to fire at Royal Ascot. What's happening in the markets?
Well, the two horses on the exchanges that are being backed, well, there's a few being backed actually, but the Green Arrow next to Gustad and Andab names backed up by the exchanges and Military Code, as the Red Arrow goes next to his name is Drifting. Andab is very warm at the top of the market, 7.8, 7.4 now, 6-1 on the exchanges, at 11-2 might be under pressure in the ring. And I'll give you one at a massive price that's being supported as well. Shatir is now 55s on the exchanges from 100, so a big odd Shatir's come in for a bit of support as well.
Yeah, Shatir only 33-1 here in the betting ring, but Gestad, as Johnny Murtagh alluded to, was most impressive first time. Star Spangled Banner 7-2. You can get generally 4-1, but that's now clear favourite. Very easy to back Postmodern. I'm seeing 9-2. I'm seeing even 5-1 about Postmodern, and without a shadow of a doubt, the each way punt of the race is Andab from 10-1 into now 11-2.
Right, Jason, you've heard about the markets. What's the bet in the race for you?
Well, I think that American Golf did a very good job of winning at Windsor on his debut. He was posted out wide on the track, and it was the fact that he still managed to quicken through the line suggested that he was an above average performer. He backs up fairly quickly, but that squad, the Paul Cole team, you remember horses, you know, Sri Pekin and the likes, they certainly know a good one when it turns up.
It's interesting seeing the difference in the prices there between Andab and Power Blue. Andab's clearly been quite well supported because last time they met in Ireland, Power Blue finished in front of Andab. However, he's the bigger price here, Power Blue at 14-1. I like the fact that he's got quite a lot of experience. He's had the 3 starts already and he's drawn in 9, whereas when you look at Andab, he's drawn in 20. Surely with these 2-year-olds, do you want to be a bit more in the middle of the pack?
In an ideal world, I mean, we had the first. This hopefully is going to be run at a better tempo, and so we're going to sort them out. That'll be key, won't it? And you get the clear, better result, if you like. So yeah, mid-division, a middle pack is great.
What are we learning down at the start, Luke?
Yeah, first one to come down here was American Golf, and it's hard not to dislike him. He's a proper sort of horse. Ashin was a bit worried about him being a bit naughty down here, but he's taken everything really, really well and in his stride. There's Gavoo just in front of us, horse number 8 loading. A couple of horses. Gustad was just getting a little bit on his toes, but the other one that really, really impressed me here, just right in front of us here, look at this horse. This is Military Code. Just been a little bit green just going forward. He's won both his starts. Importantly, he's won here at Ascot as well. But here comes the Wathnan horse. That's number 12, Postmodern. James Doyle, and you can see Craig Witherford is just down there to load Postmodern. Really well put together horse. He's not too big. He's not too long. He's just looks. He looks a proper 2-year-old, this horse, and he'll be going forward now any second. He's going into stall number 19 here on the outside, so they're starting to load pretty quickly now, team.
An entry of over 200,000 of you in the ITV7 today, just 1,600 of you left going for 100 grand. We will give away 10 grand whatever happens. Ollie, any moves?
In a word, yes. Ballistic Missile 34s from 90s. Shatir was 100s, now 42, being continually backed at big prices.
And Johnny, this is so often the best 2-year-old race of the week, isn't it?
It is. You know, if you win the Coventry, I usually go to favour for next year's Guineas. I think it's a top class race this year. So many good horses, so many good looking horses in the ring. But anything can happen here, as you've seen last year.
Well, exactly. Like you're saying, last year, look at Rashabar winning at 80-1. Second was 40-1. The third was 50-1.
Aidan O'Brien's won it 10 times. His 2, the last in. Mark.
Chartier's getting very restless in stall number 12, being held by one of the gate crew as they are now all in, standing by. And they're off. It was a long hold, and 1 or 2 of them tried to preempt the start of the Group 2 Coventry Stakes. And over on the far side, it is Kolkata Knight who takes the early lead, with Bourbon Blues also right up there, and so too is Bone Marat. And meanwhile, on the near side, it is Koppel who has got the overall lead. He's being followed in second by Super Soldier. After Super Soldier is Underwriter. Underwriter is then just being followed by Military Code, who's on this side group together with Postmodern. As they go then towards halfway, the far side group have got the overall lead, but only just. Kolkata Knight still has the lead, giving a lead to Power Blue in second, and Rock on Thunder is right there on the far side group together with Bourbon Blues, and also Warsaw is in that pack, and now being ridden along is Rakeb. On the near side, Koppel has still just got the lead, so Super Soldier, and then being ridden along is Tardej, trying to work forward is Ballistic Missile, and so too now is Gestard, and Gestard of the near side group is coming through now to challenge the far side group, who are now led by, on the far side, Rock on Thunder. Inside the final furlong, now in the centre of the course, it is Gestard who has got the lead. Koppel is still there on the near side together with Andam, but right in the centre, it is Gestard who has got the lead, and he's going clear to give Aidan O'Brien an 11th win in the Coventry. Gestard was much the best, staying on, do or do not, involved in the close finish with Bourbon Blues also for the Miners, and Koppel, who was right there, right from the start. But there is no doubt about the 72 favourite, an emphatic winner of the Coventry Stakes, and that is Gestard. And he's had to do it all alone. He broke out of stall number 14 on the near side. In the end, he's all on his own in the centre. It's going to be close, but do or do not, we think, may have just got second with Koppel. Koppel may be second, it's very tight, and Power Blue is also involved in the Miners. But it's only a question of who's second, third or fourth. We know who won. He could be a superstar in the making, and that is Gestard.
In the race that gave Aidan O'Brien his first ever Royal Ascot winner, 1997 Harbour Master. He's won it another 10 times since, Johnny. This is number 11, middle of the track, absolute rout.
As I said, the day he won, I don't think he was that well fancied. I think he surprised everybody, including everybody in Ballydoyle. He's a massive horse. He looked so good going to the line. He finished off the race so well. And I suppose he was bound to come forward. Big horse, big powerful horse. Did it the hard way. In the middle of the track in Ascot, it's not an easy thing for a 2-year-old to do. But listen, you knew coming here, Aidan had him in top form. But this lad could be well above average, and I'd say he's only going to go one way, and that's improved from today, Ed.
He's had to open up in the middle part of the track where he had nobody with him, so Ryan's had to go and commit. You can feel that probably the right hand side, as you look at it, he was well behind early on.
Let's go to the jockey cam. This was Tadej and Luke Morris, and you'll see, look on the right there, look at the turn of foot from Stad. Makes you wonder how good Albert Einstein is. He was originally the number one for this contest.
He might be pretty good to beat this lad today, Ed. I'll tell you, this lad was, as I say, a bit of a sleeper. Sometimes that happens in Ballydoyle. You know, the lazy ones at home, when they come to the track, they can explode. And I'd say this lad was given all the right signs at home, because he looks like a beast to me.
And they knew Hills were a standout, 11-2 this morning. He's won at 7-2, Francesca.
Yeah, and oh, look at that. That's got him excited. Won't be the first time we see him celebrating in the winner's enclosure, likely for Aidan O'Brien. But Johnny, you wonder also for True Love, who finished second to Gestard at Navan last time out. She runs in the Queen Mary tomorrow. That's a good plus for her.
Oh yeah. Listen, you know, the form around this lad, but he didn't know what he was doing the first day. He's after making a big jump forward, I'd say, from Navan.
Just taking a turn here. Ryan Moore, 86 Royal Ascot winners and counting. Yet another photograph. When he has 86, it makes you realise how good Lester Piggott was with a day less, 116.
Well, he's catching up, but Lester was the king. You know, Lester was the king around here, and he's not far behind him. He's catching.
Well, let's hear from Ryan Moore. Johnny Murtagh, effusive with praise for you, Ryan. But talk me through the performance of this fella. He seemed to travel really nicely for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Rishi. He's...
I'm not sure he enjoys the mic.
No, he doesn't. He's very impressive.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Probably travelled there a few minutes. Got to the front, a long way from home. Just kept going. He's a tall horse. He's obviously improving from week to week. Very capable.
The turn of foot was wonderful. He's a bit awkward on the mic, so I'll leave you to go back in. Well done, Ryan. Hopefully not the last time we speak to you. I'm sure it won't be the last time we try and speak to Ryan Moore. Hopefully on a horse that's a little bit more accustomed to being bothered with me and a mic. Yeah, you could say that Stad and Ryan both less than keen on the microphone. Stad won at 7-2. Do or do not, second at 80-1. Look at the placed horses. Koppel was third, and that tight finish at 66-1. Well done to All Connections there. Ed Walker, who trained the second. Clive Cox, who trained the third. But the winner, emphatic. And as you say, day one, didn't have a clue what was going on, did he? Now, looks a real racing machine.
Oh yeah, listen, he's top class. This is, as I said, the Coventry Stakes is a brilliant race. There's a lot of unexposed, could be anything in the race, and he's the one that came out on top.
Fair play to the second and third. Jason, do or do not. Second for Ed Walker at a huge price. Likewise, Koppel for Clive Cox.
Massive for those two. Huge run for the Walker team. And also, just back in fourth, Joseph O'Brien and Dav. I was having a look at the entries. So upwards of 30 entries for the week at the Royal Meeting. You know, had to really set his stall out to attack this meeting.
Kevin Blake tipped most of them on the opening show this morning, I think. Particularly in the last today. If you weren't watching the opening show this morning, Kevin keen on Aeronautic, horse number 16 in the Copper Horse, which is a long way off. So much to enjoy between now and then. The first bullet fired by Ballydoyle in a 2-year-old race this week goes in. Stad wins the Coventry with Charles Darwin and others to come this week. There's such a strong hand to play. 80-1 the second, 66-1 the third, and Andab by catching in fourth. No show from the well-fancied Postmodern in the Coventry. Let's get more reaction with Matt.
There'll be plenty more reaction to come to that Coventry Straight success from Gustad by a Royal Ascot winner. Star Spangled Banner won the sprint here a few years ago, and Ryan Moore, Aidan O'Brien are off and running at Royal Ascot 2025.
Racing season is all about picking your place and positioning for tasty combinations. Ooh, one of them and all of them. Just like a sports bet racing multi.
Now with more places. Combine horses to finish top 5, 6, 7 and get bigger odds.
Thank you, waiter.
More places. New from Sportsbet.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Import Racing prides themselves on winners for value, and their latest offering is this jaw-dropping colt purchase at Inglis Classic. Is by the dominant third season sire Harry Angel, who's already produced 2 Group 1 winners, Tom Kitten and new undefeated star Private Harry. So who better to train our boy than his trainer, Nathan Doyle? 3,900 will get you a 2.5% share, so get in quick before he sells out.
Import Racing. Real horsepower.
The famous Peter Jackson half-year sale is on now. Up to 50% off select styles with merino wool suits starting at $399. Peter Jackson half-year sale in-store and online now.
I part with Ladbrokes because I get bigger odds with Odds Surge, even bigger than Damien Oliver's Silk Collection.
Let's see here. Stars. Morning.
Morning.
I could eat a horse.
Big odds with Ladbrokes. Go, you good thing.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
The Racing.com app is the premier destination for all your racing needs. Use our detailed form guides, get in-depth analysis from our team of experts, and watch live racing action.
Wins the Open by a length.
Plus, you get all the latest news, views and insights from across the industry, as well as your favourite Racing.com shows on demand. Download the Racing.com app today for racing at your fingertips.
Mr. Wells, we had a look at the tapes and have some info on that runner.
Hang on, it's the jockey Merv Hughes.
Sure is. Don't ask how we got there.
Now he's eating a meat pie. No wonder he missed a place.
Race replays on the Sportsbet app, mate.
There's always more to the story. Watch a horse's recent runs on all Australian tracks. Race replays with Sportsbet.
chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
And the other point about Ryan Moore, it's 87 for the Royal Meeting for him, but that takes him to within 3 of the top 10 British riders of all time. And we expect him to do that this week. Let's get some more fallout from the Coventry with Megan Nichols.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Some really delighted connections down here in the placings, I suppose. Clive Cox really happy with Koppel, who obviously 66-1 finished in third. He said he's taken a huge step forward from his debut, is definitely still improving, and he will be aimed fairly high. We could see him at bigger festivals as well. The likes of Goodwood and York will be sort of in the calendar. And up for Joseph O'Brien, connections here were also really happy. Felt as though they were probably drawn slightly the wrong side with all the action sort of happening middle to the far side of the track. But still, it was a really good run nonetheless, and he's a smart 2-year-old for the future. I asked Joseph who was his pick of quite a big squad in the ASCOT Stakes later, and he said to me, if Leinster stays, he is the classy act, so maybe he's the one that we should be looking out for.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe he could be, but Gustard has won it for Aidan O'Brien and for Ryan Moore. All the talk coming into it was about Albert Einstein. Of course, he missed the race. Andab has gone on some way to frank the form of Albert Einstein's success. So while it's all about Gustard today, it could be very exciting for the previous winner of the race I was mentioning, Albert Einstein, going forward. He is trained by Aidan O'Brien. Gustard was, and we can get some winning reaction with him.
Well, Aidan O'Brien was meant to win the Coventry Stakes with Albert Einstein. Who needs Albert, Aidan, when you got Gustard?
Yeah, no, delighted. Absolutely delighted. Nick, what can you say? Lovely horse. Patrick rides him all the time, does an unbelievable job on him. Rachel rides him his work. John, Seamus, everyone. Alex, Samita, Finbar. So many people involved in him. Kieran, there's so many people, so grateful to everyone. Delighted for the lads and delighted for everybody. We always thought he was lovely. Didn't get out for a while. He was standing in a queue and one very nice first time. Chris rode him and loved him. So listen, he's making a very nice horse. So over the moon, Matt, really.
By Star Spangled Banner. What kind of trip going forward do you think will be his ideal, Aidan?
He's not slow. No. Like he looks like he's going to definitely get 7. Looking at him today, he was kept coming, you know. So no, delighted really.
And Aidan, if Albert had been here, would you have fancied him to beat Gustard? It's an obvious question, or should we take this as a really good horse in his own right?
I think so, but listen, Albert is always just...
Is he something else?
Yeah,
Is he?
Always was, yeah. It's something very different, something that we didn't have before.
Oh. So this Albert Einstein, when he appears, we should just hold a breath for him.
Matt, from the first day he walked, he just probably the most different horse we've ever seen, you know. So we'll see. Obviously,
hold on, more different than City of Troy.
He's so quick. I suppose what made him so different. He was so quick always. We haven't had a horse as quick as he was, but as big as he was, and maybe because he was so big, and he just had a little ease back off him a little bit. But listen, Nick's very exciting.
Aidan, you know, you and I, you're very willing to tell me secrets occasionally. Do you want to tell me whether you're going to set a really strong pace in the St James's Palace or a slow one?
Oh no, we'll go an even pace.
Even pace.
Even and strong. That's what hopefully it'll happen. It'll suit everybody. Hopefully.
And he's a good horse, Henry Matisse, isn't he? Classic winner.
We always loved him, Matt. So hopefully.
We'll let you go. Well done, Aidan.
Thank you, Matt.
Well, there's definitely the sense that anything Gustard does, Albert Einstein could do better, but who knows? That chat is going to roll on and on. Ryan Moore will no doubt be back on board that horse when we see him again, but this is about Gustard, as Ryan collects his 87th trophy at the Royal Meeting. Another one for Aidan O'Brien, as well as Gustard takes the Coventry.
With the racecourse right there, I've made my way to the summer house, the hospitality area in the Royal Enclosure Gardens, and it's such a beautiful spot. You can get really close to the racing, and it's a gorgeous area, and it's tea time, so just have a look at this amazing spread of scones. We've got sandwiches, smoked salmon sandwiches, beautiful looking cakes. It's absolutely delicious, so decadent, so beautiful. This whole place is stunning. If you come this way, everyone is dressed so elegantly and beautiful. These gorgeous chairs. It's a lovely relaxed atmosphere in here, and so many nicely dressed ladies, elegant ladies. Let's try and have a word with a few of them. these guys. Sorry to interrupt. Hello. You guys look amazing. Any of your first time to Royal Ascot? Your first time, yes. You're having a good time.
Yes, I'm having the best time. It's fabulous. I mean, the people, the vibe, it's amazing.
What is it that you're enjoying about it so much? How would you describe it to friends?
Okay, it's fashion. For me, it's totally the fashion, the hats, the dresses. I'm originally from Canada, so this is kind of a new thing for me, and it's, oh my gosh, so elegant. Everyone's so elegant, and the dress, the hat, yeah, I love it.
You ladies look elegant. Amazing outfits. Leonora, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing actually a bespoke piece made by the modiste, and it was fully inspired by that iconic Grace Kelly dress. And yeah, I feel very, very lucky, and I feel very pretty in pink today.
Are you having a lovely time in the summer house?
Yes, Leonora's mummy.
Are you having a nice time?
I've been coming since I was 17 to Royal Ascot, so it's so lovely to come with my daughter today and enjoy it.
You look a beautiful pair, certainly do. And Natalie, you having a nice time?
I am having a lovely time. It's been rather hot today, but actually it's beautiful in the summer house. And Ascot's just such a wonderful occasion for British fashion and British culture, so it's been a lovely afternoon.
It certainly is special and unique. Enjoy your day, ladies.
Thank you so much. Thank you.